Hey, everybody, and welcome to our podcast. Today, I'm joined by Javon Spencer, the owner of Level Up Consulting Agency, who recently completed an exciting mega AI voice implementation project. Today, we'll talk about what went into building it, lesson learned, and explore broader AI journey, what worked, what hasn't worked, and where things are headed. So, Javan, can you briefly tell us about your agency or business and what kind of clients you serve?
Yeah, thank you guys for having man offer. This is nice. Yeah, we're in the marketing space, but our clientele is 100% life insurance agents. So we help life insurance agents, and our mission is to get the best tech at affordable pricing so that number one, they can close more deals and not really get bombarded with all the tech and all the, behind the scenes and we're in the industry, the insurance industry is just always behind when it comes to technology. So thanks to you guys and, people like myself that's trying to make a way for us to work more efficiently, we get to play with a lot of cool toys and bring it to the agent's hands. So that's really kind of where our focus is.
So what got you first interested in bringing AI into your business operations?
You know, Offer, when I was, you know, pre-COVID, has I've been in insurance for years, and before COVID, we did everything manually. I made calls manually. I went to people's homes. I knocked on their doors manually. And that's what I thought was the way of doing just business and insurance. And, I loved it. I drove. I did all the things you can do to spend your time. And then when COVID happened and we transitioned from in-home to um, actual virtual, you start to realize the borders are down, right? And I share that because that was the journey. The journey was that the borders were down when it comes to how we interact with clients. Well, now I look at that year, that fear year. I call it the fear year when everyone would stay home and don't, open up your windows and blinds, and it was just scary. And I was still doing the same manual task, but now working remote and virtual. And right. And it's not a little bit, it's very different to engage with clients virtually than it is face to face. So you have to put more activity in. And I'll be honest, yes, I made the most money that year, but I was completely drained because I was doing so many tasks over and over. I was still calling, still going through this. And compared to virtual to in person, I would see 5 or 6 people in person and make my week versus seeing 15 to 20 people that on virtually, right? So it was like, how can I keep up with this? And you needed tech. You needed technology to be able to keep up with what it took for the demand because we went from going out to get our clients to now they're responding in, right? Now that I have to get back to them. Now I have to text them. Now I don't have to text them myself. Now I can text them with a workflow. Now I can text them with automation, but I still got to reply back, right? And now I got to, so I'm always on. I'm not having any family time. I'm not having anything because I'm always on. So when we just discovered the power of tech and we decided to, we were trained, we learned how to do it. Now it was like, how do I become more efficient? We know it works. We know you have to put, I was able to put 50 cents in and with manual labor to get a Coke. Now I got to put 100 cents in to get a Coke. But who can help me with that extra 50 cents? And that's where AI came in and all the different tools to work to not replace the agent, but let us get more of a harmony, more of a balance.
So I assume you were doing using AI before you went into voice. Can you tell us a little bit about your preliminary AI stack? What kind of tools, platform you used, and for what purposes?
No, poor boss. I hope I didn't. I hope it didn't sound like we did. No, we've had one AI interaction, and where we guys met you with Bryce and his team, and that was it. We've never, and honestly. I've tried one platform previously and it didn't go well. I was really excited about it and it didn't go well at all. So we kind of backed out of it. So when we met with Bryce and his team at the GHL conference, I was skeptical for sure because I already went down this road before. But it was very unique to talk to the founder, and it was probably 3,000 people around, but he spoke to me for about 45 minutes to an hour in this crowded hallway of people. And that really stood out. And he didn't know me from Adam. He didn't know how many clients I had. He just was excited about this product, right? And I was like, okay, so that was our entry into it. And it was again going back to our mission statement because you have this AI tool and we have our clients that we want to make sure are working efficiently, but not getting lazy using AI, right? You got to have that perfect because you don't want an insurance agent saying, "Hey, my, the AI didn't talk to my lead," and I'm like, bro, talk to your lead. Like, don't depend on it, right? So it was like, it was very uncomfortable bringing it in. But what really took it to the next level for us was really watching it, right? Watching what it was able to do for our business and insurance. Again, we're always last when it comes to tech, right? We're always last. Whenever someone says insurance is like, there's still some companies out there that might be picking up payments and not even doing ACH at this day and age, right? So we're always last. So to be at the forefront is scary, right? So it's very scary always being first. So when we knew we needed support, and that's where I'm glad we found you guys because it wasn't. I think I tapped you guys. I think I keep tapping you guys, and it really is the laid back approach of just constantly showing you what you guys are innovating outside the space because I'm like, I think you kept posting about real estate, and I'm like, man, if real, because real estate is always the pretty one, so it's like, man, if he's doing something amazing with real estate, I gotta hurry up and get into that circle for insurance and get into there quickly. So, just listening and going onto the website and seeing and it was funny because we hired two other AI companies at the same time because we were like, we want to implement, we don't want to wait a year to be able to do our thought process because that would be, speed, right? So we're like, let's just hire them at the same time and we'll discover who we want to work with after that. Right. And I know people out there like, you have the fund. No, we did not have the funds to do it. We just decided to do it because I didn't want to hire the first guy and wait 3 to 6 months for their development and then hire the second guy for 3 months. And then, okay, we'll give this. We're like, you know what? We're hiring you all this week. This is what we want. And let's go. And I think in 100% you guys are on project number 4 of just the ease, the comfort, the communication, everything that we look for. And then the product obviously what was there, but we know it's always changing. So you know that's key with us at the size that we are because we don't have the luxury to tell one of our teammates to go learn AI and figure out what this guy messed up. Like no, like we need that. So just definitely appreciative for how you guys approach business and doing what you say you would do and just keeping communication open with our team is huge.
Uh, Thank you for that. I really appreciate the compliment, and we're trying our best. We know how intrusive those projects can be and disruptive to the team, and um, we try our best to make it a smooth ride. And thank you for that again. This is actually a segue, a question I wanted to ask you about the project that we started together. Can you crystallize for our listeners what was the main problem or business issue you were trying to solve specifically with this setup of voice AI agents?
Yeah. You said the first one. Boss, I might need help with the first one. We got so many because once we get going, we go. But I believe, in insurance, because in our business we do the lead generation, um, we are generating the leads for the agents, right? And if we're listening to our agents and our clients, the number one thing offer is no one likes to dial. Like, we know the money is on the phone. We know it, right? But no one likes to pick up the phone and dial. It's crippling, it's time consuming. I don't know what, like, it's just messy, right? So it was like, okay, now that we have a steady flow of clients, what if we can use AI to schedule the appointment or create hand raisers for the insurance agents so that they can know, when they want the appointment, when do they want a call back from a human? And it started there, right? And how can, again, the borders are down, right? The world is open to AI. They don't even realize sometimes how when AI is being used, right? But now it's like, how can I help my clients be more efficient with their time? Because we know that if we solve that problem, in addition to all the other problems in the insurance space and lead generation space, if we solve that problem, it's a major disruptor inside our industry. So that was the very first. That was first off up there. Like, how can I get back at least 5 hours of my clients' time with AI consistently? Not I use offshore dialers, so sometimes I have to train through an accent. Sometimes I have to train through a lot of things, and I have to train them, right? So the cost just piles, and now we're like, how can we put it on mass market and help so many agents come in and save at least 5 to 10 hours of their time for doing the task that they hate doing. Okay. So that's what it started. That was the journey. That was the mission that we signed up with you guys on.
So can you take us through the process you guys went through from envisioning the solution until you got the deliverable? And like, is there anything you ran into during the build that was unexpected or harder than you thought it would be or unexpected?
Yeah. So from visualizing it, we knew it can happen, but we couldn't find anyone to do it on an agency level, right? It was always everyone wanted to do one-to-ones, right? They wanted to charge 5 to 10 grand for each sub account. So that's each agent. And remember, that's not feasible, right? That's not feasible for 1,500 agents to come up. I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, but no. So that's what started that journey was, how can I get the technology to every single time know the leads that we're generating because we're generating our own high quality leads. So the we're getting the authorization for them to use AI, but now going through the process. So that thought process was, hey, let's put it in our snapshot, put it in our SOP as a premium service because it's not for everyone, right? As a premium, and whoever has more money than time, they can leverage this, right? So that was the avatar that we were solving that problem for. And the thing that popped up, which was funny, because of all the hours and hours that we spent um, preparing for this, um, I never thought about what would happen if the agent of the AI agent calls the phone, double dials, and then they don't answer. Well, typically someone may call back. So real like, oh snap, if they call back, now we need an inbound agent. So I was like, boss, I remember I was at my kid's school. I like, boss, I'm sorry. I know you want to be done with us, but we gotta grab it as the inbound, as well as the outbound. So, this is why testing and, just we didn't prepare for it, right? We prepared for outbound, but like, hey, what happens if they call back? Because if it calls back and it goes into la la land, they're never going to pick up the phone again for that number. They're not going to trust it, right? So now it's like, okay, we prevented a problem before the problem happened, because it would have took a while to understand why is no one answering the phone, and and not know that they're calling back. So that was one thing that I'm glad we caught. It was worth going back into development just to grab that angle.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're always unexpected in any project, and being able to test it thoroughly and make it market ready is key to a high quality project. And looking at this project, now that you're going to launch it to your clients soon, um, how do you see the bigger strategy for AI? Like, if you look at your agency a year from now, is it just the beginning? Do you see more room for AI to optimize lead generation, qualification, follow-ups, or client experience in general?
Definitely on the everything you just listed, actually, is 100% the beginning. We're just wanting to be first recognized for it. But we're not, this is not the end project. As long as I can think, look into other industries, we're going to figure out how to bring it into our space and be first in it. Right. So we have the conversational AI that's happening. Now it's the voice agents. Right now, we're looking at how to take the voice agents and get off of social media, right? Because now you think about it, our lead gen is strictly on social media right now. That's where everyone goes, right? But sometimes it gets saturated, right? So now, with the latest project that Boz has blessed us with, we're now like building out to where we can go off of social media, which is going to give us a different audience, different clientele, because the audience, the social media demographic is going to be, a little bit different, right? You don't know what the, people preconceive. I think everyone's on social media, but people think, oh, I'm on social media, so I fit into this box, right? Which is silly. But let's just say we do enter in spaces where there is no social media, or one of the movies I love is like, you don't trust it or believe it until you've seen it or heard it 3 times, right? So now we can hit them in different areas, which obviously will lower our costs because we're at the mercy of Mr. Zuckerberg. Whenever he feels like marketing should go up, it goes up. Whenever he feels it should goes down, it goes down. So now if we can just have variety, and we're only able to do that, and I've been trying that. I've been failing at getting off of social media for about 2 years now. 2 years I've been trying to figure out. I've done call centers. I've hired so many different 24/7 operations that's charging 199 a minute just to pick up the phone. And then I would test it, and I would get 5 different versions of my same script. And it was just like horrible, right? And now it was like, I'm done with it. And then this came about, and now we're like looking at, TV spots, we're looking at national spots. We can now take that marketing dollar bigger because I'm not worried when they call the number if the agent's going to pick up.
Amazing. It's like getting your own army of employees
Yep.
doing the things that nobody else liked to do, but with passion.
And no days off.
The no days off, and in all languages as needed, and easy to train them. Um, that's really amazing. And looking at it, what advice would you give to other agency owners um, who are thinking about onboarding AI and are on the fence? Should I get AI, voice AI? Shouldn't I? Um, how would you advise them to start and what to do next?
I was taught from my coaches and mentors that the thing that you don't want to do is what you should be doing to win.
Ouch. Yeah.
So if you know that you don't want to incorporate AI, you know you don't want to, you know the answer of what it takes to win. I guess the bigger question is, are you willing to go out of business saying, I wish I would have incorporated AI in my business? See, that's one thing that myself, my co-founder, we refuse to go out of business for anything. So if it takes hiring another person that we never met, if it takes whatever it takes, we're going to be in business. If it takes hiring people smarter than us and speaking language, like boss talks over my head 90% of the time, which if it's okay. I go find other people for him to talk to that can translate for me, right? There's nothing that we're not gonna do to stay in business. So I would take it bigger than AI, but AI is really the answer because if you're scared about it, that's the thing that you should be doing. It's right. That's just simple and plain. And because we failed so much with it, offer, we knew that we had to head it up. We had to get up, dust ourselves off. We've tried call centers in Pakistan. I've spent close to $50,000 trying to get a handle on this voice because I know that this is the other side of the industry. And those who bring it to market best, most affordable, and efficient is going to win, right? I know that for a fact. So yes, when we got hit and not thrown off with all types of craziness, I sat in a corner and just was like, I don't want to touch this anymore. But I always knew that this is what is on the other side of our business. Our business took off with conversational AI being inside the platform. Um, and now it's like, okay, we're already 6 to 9 months ahead of our nearest competitor because we execute fast. Now, what's happening in the 1 to 2 year mark that they're scared of? Voice. Okay, they're scared of voice right now. I'm scared of voice right now. Let's do it. Do it anyway, right? Do it anyway. And God really just sought out for us to just sit back. I think it was a weird time of night offer that I reached out to you, and that's kind of how we operate. We met, we meet, and it's been a blessing thus far and continue to be. And every time we reach out, like I'm not blowing smoke. I don't you can search online. Javon Spencer does not do these testimonials for anybody whatsoever. I promise you, I hide it and I refrain from doing it unless I truly am blessed to and really love what I see. And you guys have been over and above for us, and it's just the beginning. As you guys get better, just think, how do we turn it up into our space? Because we got clients that's loving the opportunity to work more efficiently with us.
That's really amazing. And, I truly appreciate the entrepreneurship, the spirit, and I think it matches our organizational approach of, being the cutting edge technology. And we are really looking forward to keep helping and providing you with the most advanced AI technology to keep you guys at the forefront and make sure that you're still 1 year ahead of the competition.
What it's about. If you're not innovating, you're dying. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Amazing. So yeah, really appreciate the time and all the gold nuggets you shared with us and with our listeners. Really appreciate the opportunity to work together. You guys are doing really stunning work,
thank
and
you.
we have a lot of to learn from you on how to take a business and create non-compromising operational efficiency, and never let go and make it better and better. And I think that's amazing.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for literally doing everything that you say you would. I trust you, me. It goes a long way. Um, so many people miss out on their blessing because they missed the first step, right? We always start with a small project to see how we get along. And as you can see, I think I keep tapping you like, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? And that comes with comfort and time and trust. So thank you guys for just continually doing what you say you would do, and we definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Javon. Appreciate the opportunity, and thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
You as well. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.